The spotlight is on Angel Reese, but not for the reasons Reebok or her fans would have hoped. Angel Reese, the face of Reebok's basketball relaunch, has become the subject of ridicule rather than admiration. In an unexpected twist, her campaign, spearheaded by Shaquille O'Neal and the sportswear giant, is facing a crisis that may go down as one of the most disastrous brand decisions in recent memory. What should have been a victory lap for the company is turning into a chaotic series of viral moments that are more cringeworthy than groundbreaking. To make matters worse, Reebok's timing couldn't have been worse. While Reebok placed all their chips on the table with Angel Reese's 2026 signature shoe launch, things have gone far from smoothly. On the court, Reese's performance has been the subject of jokes, with commentators on multiple occasions laughing at her missed shots. In a recent game against the Washington Mystics, announcers openly chuckled at her missed layups, a moment so cringeworthy that one of the announcers stammered, trying to recover with, "I can't laugh, I'm live right now. Let me get serious," clearly struggling to contain their disbelief. This wasn't just a poor performance. It was the kind of moment that had fans shaking their heads and wondering how Reebok could have misjudged this so badly. In the world of basketball endorsements, it's critical to back players who inspire greatness. Unfortunately for Reebok, Angel Reese is inspiring viral content for all the wrong reasons. While Caitlin Clark is out there breaking records, and other stars like Sophie Cunningham are garnering praise, Reese is making her mark by missing basic layups. Yes, you read that right. In her second year in the league, Reese is shooting a staggering 31.5% on layups, attempting the third most in the entire WNBA. A professional basketball player, standing at 6 feet 3 inches, missing layups at such an absurd rate is not just a concern, it's a glaring red flag. In the midst of all this, the public continues to pile on. The Chicago Sky, with Reese on the floor, have been unable to find any rhythm. Their games have been far from inspiring, as Reese's inefficiencies have been magnified by the team's overall lackluster performance. In fact, Reese has become a punchline. Every time she misses a shot, it's as if the internet collectively holds its breath, waiting for the next viral clip. And unfortunately for Reebok, these clips aren't about her triumphs, they're about her failures. The moments are being turned into comedic gold, with edited montages featuring her botched layups and missed opportunities, all set to circus music. Reebok's gamble on Reese now seems to be unraveling in spectacular fashion. The company's gamble was simple: attach their brand to a rising star and create a signature shoe around her. But here's the problem. That star has yet to consistently perform at the level that justifies such a high-profile endorsement. The world doesn't buy shoes because of viral blooper videos. They buy sneakers because they want to feel a connection to greatness. When you're constantly the subject of jokes, and your greatest hits are miss after miss, it's hard to inspire any sense of awe or respect. The Chicago Sky, where Reese plays, has become the perfect storm for highlighting her weaknesses. When the offense revolves around a player who can't consistently finish at the rim, the results speak for themselves. Even worse, when Reese was sidelined with a back injury, the Sky continued to lose. They weren't any better without her. Quite the opposite. When she returned, things didn't improve, and the team's struggles on the court were only compounded by her ongoing issues with basic shots. And then there's the fact that Reebok's entire strategy has hinged on one thing: success. They wanted to position Reese as a trendsetter for their basketball line, and they even had Shaq himself endorsing the move. The goal was simple: relaunch Reebok's basketball division and bring in the Gen Z crowd. But what they've ended up with is an endorsement crisis of epic proportions. There's no denying that the visibility for Reese has been massive. However, it's the kind of visibility that no company wants. Viral moments born out of failure, blooper reels, and sarcastic memes. To make things worse, Reese's inconsistent performance has had a ripple effect. Fans of the game, as well as analysts, have started questioning whether Reese's place in the WNBA is really as valuable as Reebok thinks. The performance data doesn't lie. While her field goal percentage sits at 44.4%, it's mostly from within 3 feet of the basket. The layups that should be easy opportunities are, in Reese's case, becoming nothing short of a gamble. For comparison, most professionals in the WNBA are able to convert layups at 70 to 80%. But Reese, she's managed to miss layups at a rate that could get a high school player benched. How does Reebok defend that? With new commercials? A fresh marketing campaign? It's becoming increasingly clear that the product doesn't back up the hype. Things reached an even more absurd level when the announcers, who are typically trained to make every play sound like a highlight, actually started laughing at her performance. This wasn't just any chuckle. This was a full-on, "I can't believe what I just saw" moment. When the commentators are forced to laugh at the player you're trying to sell to the world, your endorsement is in serious trouble. Reebok's attempt to position Reese as a leader in women's basketball now feels more like a miscalculated PR stunt. Despite the backlash, Reebok's gamble continues to play out. They're still pushing for the 2026 release of Reese's signature shoe, but industry insiders are already questioning whether they'll push the release date back. Some are even speculating that the brand might rebrand the shoes as lifestyle sneakers rather than performance shoes, essentially trying to shift the narrative from basketball player to fashion statement. This kind of pivot, however, will only further highlight the misstep, as it's obvious that the product isn't connected to the sport in any meaningful way. Reebok's marketing team, once hoping for a slam dunk, is now struggling to keep the narrative from becoming a complete disaster. From TikTok montages to media ridicule, the world is watching Angel Reese's every move, and it's not for the reasons Reebok had hoped. At this point, fans and analysts alike are starting to wonder if Reebok might have been better off focusing on their history with Shaq, Iverson, and others rather than taking such a risky gamble on a player whose career is still in a chaotic, experimental phase. Angel Reese, despite her undeniable talent, is currently under fire for failing to live up to the expectations that come with being a brand ambassador. While she's been a dominant force at times, the reality is that Reebok has pinned its hopes on a player whose performance has been plagued by inconsistency. Reebok is now facing the hard truth. Building a brand around viral content that focuses on failure isn't just a marketing misstep, it's a disaster waiting to happen. The bottom line is simple. When your key asset is known for missing layups, it's hard to sell sneakers, let alone build a legacy. If you agree that this endorsement has been a huge mistake for Reebok, leave a comment with "Fire the baby giraffe" and share your thoughts. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to keep up with the latest updates. We'll see you in the next video as we continue to watch the fall of a marketing empire built on shaky ground.